Get stoked. We've got 10 minutes to make the back feel amazing. Stand up tall, bring your arms over your head. Start to reach back behind you. Standing back bend, pulse. Doesn't matter if your arms are a little wider out to the sides or if they're more overhead. No wrong way to do this. Just make it feel good. Chest up, arms back, push the hips forward for counterbalance. Let the head go back, find some length in the front of the neck. Next, we're going to go to the floor for some wind removing pulses. Grab the right knee a couple of inches below the knee. Pull the right knee toward the right shoulder. Then grab the left knee. Pull the left knee toward the left shoulder. Real simple here. We go from extending the spine towards some kind of flexion. This is going to get that low back ready for the other extensions we're going to do. Pulse, pulse, pulse. We switch to a Cobra. Turn around. Lie on your stomach, facing the floor. Hands under the shoulders, close to the chest. 30 to 40% of your range is perfectly fine. It's early on in the sequence. This is the second backward bend. We're pulsing. Come up for a couple seconds and lower back down. Come up for a couple seconds, lower back down. Next, we will switch it up and go into a child's pose. We're going to bring some more length into the spine in between these back bends. Stretch your hands out in front of you on the floor. You can bring your forehead to the floor. Draw the hips toward the heels. Same time, stretch your arms forward. Feel free to get some lateral flexion as well. Bring right hand over on top of the left hand over on top of the right hand. Stretch the sides of the body. Next is Skydiver. We're going to stay in that prone position. Get the belly to the floor, bend the knees. Soles of the feet facing the ceiling, and we get the arms up off the floor just like we're skydiving. Pulsing is great. Just finding a second or two in the position that we want, then lowering back down. Hold for a little longer at that end point if it's feeling good for you. To the backside, and grab both knees, hug the knees to the chest. This would be part 3 of wind removing pose. Pulse, pulse, pulse. 10 more seconds here before we go into full locust. Feel that low back reopen up. Then turn around, lie down on your stomach again. Bring your arms out to the sides like airplane wings. Palms down, 5 fingers together. Lift arms, body, head, legs, everything up off the floor. See if you can get the thighs up off the floor. Sometimes that can be really tough. Get the chest up high, then lower back down. Take a break anytime you need it. We have enough redundancy built into this 10-minute sequence that anytime you need a break is totally fine. Catch your breath. Breath comes first, right? Next, we're going to go into a rabbit. Sasangasana. Just about 30 to 40% of your effort here. Try to find some rounding in the spine. We'll reopen up the backside after that full locust. Creating a mini stretch to the backside. Grab the heels, lift the hips up gently. Next, we go back to the feet. Standing back bend once again. This time we'll take the stance out a little bit wider. Straddle stance. You'll notice you can start to go a little deeper. Maybe bend the knees. Micro bend. Push the hips forward. Start to get the back a little closer to maybe parallel to the floor. Lengthening the spine while you do this. Never collapsing into the low back. We go right into a half tortoise pose. Knees and feet together, sit down on your heels, bring your arms over your head sideways. Palms together. Or you can just reach your hands straight out in front of you to the floor. Your choice. If you want to come down with a flat back, you can. We're reintroducing length in the spine. 30 seconds of each. I'm emphasizing the back bends a little more. We're going into our second Cobra pose here. Hands under the shoulders, very close to the chest. Lengthen the legs as much as you can. Try to stretch those toes back toward the wall behind you. Bring the heart forward and up. Maybe extend the chin a little higher if you can. Find that fuller range of motion through the neck, spine. Second Cobra, you should go a little bit deeper here. All right, enough of that. We'll go into a stretching pose. Legs out in front of you, seated on the floor. Flex the toes back. And we're going to try to keep a relatively straight spine as we pulse forward, reaching the hands as far forward as we can. Remember the sit and reach in school? It's kind of like that, except we're not aiming towards any point on the floor. We're just reaching forward, straight out in front of our face. Lengthening the spine once again. Next, we're going to go into a locust pose. Arms straight position. Get the arms under the body, elbows in, visible under the stomach, chin forward, lift the right leg up. Lift the left leg up, knee locked, toes pointed if you can, sole of the foot facing towards the ceiling, then bring both legs up. And we'll go back and forth. Right leg up, left leg up, both legs up. This can be really challenging for the arms just to get them under the body like that. Okay, we're switching it up. Hollow rocks, pulse. Tuck those knees in tight to the chest. Let's get the upper back off the floor a little bit. Reach the arms toward the feet. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Next is bow pose. We're going to turn around, lie on your stomach, bend your knees, grab your feet, hold from the outside a couple of inches below your toes. Wrists straight, toes pointed. Start to let the shoulders relax here and use your leg muscles to kick the toes straight up toward the ceiling. Let's get the full spine involved here. Try to bring the head up a little more. Let the shoulders relax back. Kick your legs behind you. Try to get thighs a little higher off the floor. Then we go right into a rabbit. This is our second rabbit pose. Knees and feet together, grab the heels, tuck your chin in, round the spine, aiming forehead toward the knees, lift the hips up off the floor gently into the air. Make sure there's not too much weight on top of your head. This should feel really good in the upper and the middle back. Hopefully you can feel it also in the low back. If not, work more on pulling that belly in. Switch it up, lie down prone on your front side for Superman, arms straight out in front of you, legs are straight, lengthening behind you, and we're lifting arms and legs off the floor, Superman style. A little more demand on the spine, trying to get the spine higher off the floor, the thighs higher off the floor. Feeling like you have superpowers. Now roll back to your backside for wind removing pose once again. Grabbing the right knee, pull the right knee toward the right shoulder. If you'd like, you can tuck your chin down toward your chest a little bit. Grab the left knee toward the left shoulder. Pull, pull, pull. We're going a little deeper here towards the end. This is getting you ready for camel pose coming up next. Stand up on your knees, create about a 2 fists width gap between the knees. Bring your hands to your low back. Support those hips, push forward. Keep the chest lifted. Slowly drop your head back as far as it will go. Readjust your hat if you need to. And if you feel comfortable right here and you can see halfway down the wall behind you, you might grab for the heels one by one, but do so with intention, with caution, with sincerity, or you can just keep your hands on your hips like I did. No problem. Let's finish off with a little pancake stretch. Legs out wide, seated on the floor. We're pulsing, reaching forward. Then we'll go into a spine twist to finish it up. Moving the spine in so many different ways in just 10 minutes. Your spine should be feeling amazing right now. I always like to finish off with a twist. Calming effect on the central nervous system. Enjoy this vibrant, beautiful day. See you on the next one.